Hey, if you didn't already know Miesha Tate, you would suspect a career MMA fighter if you saw her walking in the grocery store or coming out of a coffee shop. She joined the ranks of the UFC 10 years ago, amassed a 19-9 record and a bantamweight title before stepping away in 2016. Almost 5 years later, Tate returned to the UFC octagon, a little older, a lot wiser, and with a 3-year-old and 1-year-old by her side. From the open house, Track House Productions, I'm Kap Houston right here with Miesha Tate, and I'm hoping that I'll get the chance by the end of this interview to call her by a nickname, Cupcake. How you doing?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Good. So, at Track House, you know, we have pit crew, we have drivers. We come out here, we do pit stops here, right here at the track. You work at the octagon,
Yeah.
you know, but we both work in large crowds.
Yes.
And I just want to see what the comparison is. How do you prepare to get ready for competition? We do a lot of strenuous workouts, and we prepare ourselves mentally. You know, how do you prepare for competition?
Well, first of all, I would want to say I'm always blown away when I come here and I get to sit up in the pit box and I watch you guys do what you do.
Right.
Because, I mean, it is so calculated, and I mean, it's just seconds of work, but it's just, I know as an athlete, the amount of focus it takes for that time. So I guess I say where it differs a little bit, that, I've got to try to be mindful of that for 15 minutes.
Okay.
And so I think for me, it's a matter of staying in the right flow in the state. It's not a sprint, but it's not a total endurance race. So I've got to be able to manage my energy systems. When am I redlining and when do I got to back off so that I can still maintain the energy?
Gotcha.
You kind of think of those little marble games, you get hit and the little goes down. So it's like, I got to factor a lot of things in to make sure that bar stays sustainable for the duration of potentially 15 minutes. But you're always on the hunt too, because you're looking for that kill. You're looking for the second when you can capitalize and get in there. So, I mean, I think too, a lot of it's mental.
Yeah.
The body follows the mind, right? So you got to be focused. You got to have clarity. You got to know. You got to be able to hit the mark.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna use that to bring it to my thought regimen, like that bar. When you get hit, that bar goes down. Yeah. And maybe you gotta well, I'm old school. You said Marvel, so I'm like in the old Nintendo days. When I get that mushroom, my bar fills right up. So I'm ready to bounce and ready to go again.
Hey, I like Mario Bros too. I'm with you. I played that a lot as a kid.
Oh yeah. So mentally, do you have like certain music do you listen to or getting ready, like fight day, anything to get ready, preparing to?
So I think I'm very odd in this, that I almost never listen to music.
Really?
Not when I fight, not when I prepare, and not when I train. And the reason for that is that I don't get the opportunity to listen to music when I'm actually competing.
Right.
So I use it more like a simulation of I'm going to be alone with my thoughts in this moment. If I'm deadlifting, and it's like I'm trying to hit a new match or something, it's like I need to be alone with my thoughts so I can go into a place that I've never been.
Yeah, sure.
Right? So I use that a lot. But if I'm going for long distance runs and I'm like, I want to listen to something, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll listen to motivational speaking.
Okay.
Because I just love the way that it puts things into perspective. I feel like I'm learning something, and that's for me. I'll throw on some Tony Robbins, I'll throw on some E.T., I'll just be like, man, this is my purpose. Like, I'm here and I'm fulfilling part of my purpose. So that's how I like to get motivated. But I know a lot of people like to just, not be in that kind of intense mindset. They want to chill out, they want to decompress.
Right.
For me, that decompression comes from meditation. I do listen to a little bit of music before I walk out for my fight. Music tends to be on usually in the locker room. I don't want to expend intense energy before the fight. Right. So that's a time when I would use music sometimes to mitigate some of the stress. Like, I don't want stress until it's time to perform, right? So I think, to your point, like maybe right before the performance, you want to kind of, okay, I'm going to harness this right now. I'm not going to act.
Before you clear everything out, and then right before you just dump it all in and you just get ready to get out of that ring.
Absolutely. That's how I work.
That's awesome. So y'all know you talked about a little bit of meditation.
Yes.
And believe it or not, us pit crew guys, we're kind of macho, but we do a little yoga. We do a little chaturanga.
All right.
We tree pose. I've been working on that. Some headstands, all that.
I think you're ahead of me.
Now,
The tree pose.
Right. We try a little bit, and it kind of, especially after these West Coast trips, kind of helps us, kind of reset and get in that mode. But enough about like the hard work, the physical, the fight. You took some time, about 4.5 years, I think. You took some time off.
I thought I retired. I mean, it just goes to show how little we know about ourselves sometimes. We're like, I'm done. I'm never doing it again, you know? And I got the calling.
You got the calling.
Yeah.
So you started the family, and with congratulations on that. I think everybody, you know, at some point, you know, that's the purpose. You want to, that's what Trackhouse is. We're all family. We work hard, but, you know, you still focus on family, right?
Yeah.
You start the family. I'm interested in what you did to get yourself back. Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of it for me was asking hard questions. You know, I think sometimes being alone with your thoughts is really productive. If we're constantly inundating ourselves with music or podcasts or this or phones, you know, sometimes we don't get a chance to rediscover ourselves and actually remember, what is it that I want to be doing right now? Right. So I was in the midst of the pandemic. I was pregnant with my son, very pregnant, and you know, the pandemic kind of forced me to reevaluate where I was going in my life. And it wasn't that I was unhappy, but, you know, 3 things kind of came to mind that's the most important to me: family and friends,
Correct.
goals and dreams,
Correct.
and time. How long do I have to do it?
Yeah.
How long do I have to accomplish these things? And I said, I want to fight again.
Right.
And that's just from that moment on, I knew it was like, soon as, you know, my son is born, which I think was like, you know, weeks later.
Right.
You know, I was on the mission to get back in top shape, and been at it ever since.
Did you kind of feel like you had to get out there? Like, could you feel like kind of like you're missing something? You know, like I just got to get back out here. Just got to get back at it.
Absolutely. And it was a long road, you know, it was about a year. And I say long, but I mean, that's you know, a long time to have to get back to elite level athlete shape.
Did the amount of diapers coming, you know, have to be changed? That have a little bit to do like, oh.
One thing I didn't have to struggle with was weight loss, because you got 2 little kids running around. I mean, at that point, I was go. But yeah, I mean, it was just a matter of putting the daily grind into action. You know, I knew how to get there because I had been there before. It was just it was going to take me a little longer because at my starting point, you know, the goal line had been moved a little bit. But, you know, it's the consistency, right? I mean, we got to show up and be consistent to the best of our abilities. And it's not just about output, you know, it's a lot about input. Like, what do we give back to our bodies? And I realized as I become a more mature athlete, that I got to put more in the gas tank. You know, I can't burn the candle at both ends, because, you know, I did that, and actually it's what led me to retirement, where I just was exhausted and I was tired and I was burnt out and I was just done with it. So I had a saying, you know, if you want to be the best, you're in a race to be the best, then just go hard and, you know, you'll get there fast. But if you want to be the best for the longest amount of time, you know, you got to go hard and you got to recover hard.
I like that. We're in a race to be the best. That's the most relatable quote I've heard. Y'all heard it right here. Miesha Tate, race to be the best.
Yes.
All the pit crew, all the pit crew members, everybody at the shop.
Yes, but give it back at the same time, because it's not just about getting there. When you get there, that's just the beginning.
Got you.
You know, if you want to stay there, I mean, you've got to be putting things back in the gas tank, right?
Awesome.
I like how I'm able to tie this in. That really came naturally, to be honest.
Talk a little bit about Trackhouse and your relationship with Trackhouse and Justin. How did that become?
Yeah. So it all was facilitated through Kevin Harvick Incorporated, Josh Jones. You know, the guys over there have been managing me for years, and they're just fantastic. And they said, you know, we think that you would be great with Trackhouse, and they introduced us, and we met at the Kevin Harvick Foundation. And Justin is just such a unique individual. Very awesome. That's a great way to describe him. But he's so passionate about more than just delivering inside the sport, and that's something that resonates with me. You know, now that I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner, you know, I've got all these things going on. He gets it. He's all about telling the story. You know, he's groundbreaking in what he's changing and how NASCAR has been delivered to the consumer. I think they're going to appreciate this big picture, this kind of, you know, it's been very focused, and I feel like Justin has this idea of broadening that out so everybody can really find what they love about these drivers as people, not just athletes. And, you know, I admire his wanting to, you know, put together a facility that's not just going to be great for you guys, you know, working and training and recovering, but athletes of all kinds, because as you mentioned,
Yeah.
we do have a lot of similarities. All athletes
Yeah.
have a ton of
I
similarities.
realized a lot as we was just talking.
Yes, absolutely. So there is a camaraderie, a unity, a sort of family feel when you're around like-minded people, and Justin gets that, and he's the person who's going to help connect all those dots. So I'm really excited to be a part of Trackhouse and everything that's unfolding, because it speaks to me. You know, I have a wellness center here in Las Vegas. I want to help people perform at life.
Right.
I want them to be the best versions of themselves.
Right.
You know, so I'm right there with him, and you know, he speaks my language.
Yeah. Do you think if we talk to Justin, maybe get you started, you know, on some late model races that you want to drive for us?
Oh, jeez. That's very intimidating.
Me being one of the guys that's been around a while in this sport, I also have the pit crew guys that's doing this now. They're like my kids as well. You know?
Love it.
So the one guys which are over here, I'm gonna show you a couple pictures.
Yeah.
This right here, tire change right here, Mike Roberts, Matt Simmons, tire carrier, tire changer, Ken Post, Shane Wilson, the jackman. Out of these handsome fellas right here, which one do you think has the face you like to punch?
This one.
That one? What's
His name?
Matt Simmons. I know. Just bringing up the news, man. Yeah, she said you had the most punchable face out of all the. Look, they caught him.
Does that mean I'm like the toughest looking one?
It was gonna be between him or the long hair right here.
It was two things. It looked like you could handle it, and you have a good sense of humor.
Nice!
Yeah.
Well, since I can't fight, I was gonna say we could do a thumb war and see who's. So,
All right, let's go.
let's go.
All right, 1, 2, 3, go. All right, here we go. Miesha's on top. Matty, look like Matty's going. He's fighting hard. Oh, 1, 2, 3. That's it, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, Miesha with another victory. Matt Simmons, his career as a thumb wrestler is over.
So I'm 0-1.
Get out of here.